I guess what I'm saying is, what is a realistic, not a romantic, expectation of human psychological health? I
Okay.
guess that's my question.
One thing I did learn when I was teaching psychopathology is that in order to have disorders, and you know this, Jenny, because you're a psychologist, somebody has to have distress and impairment. So if you kind of look at that and you look at the Buddha's sort of idea of wellness, you would say the lack of disease would be the lack of disease, the lack of dis-ease, the lack of disease and the lack of dis-ease.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, living a life without illness, an actual medical illness, psychiatric illness, and then also living a life without this grasping, right? So you look at alcoholism, or you look at drug addiction, or you look at sex addiction, or you look at porn addiction, or you look at eating too many chips, food addiction, or whatever your fucking addiction is. And you know, it's so easy to get a dopamine rush pleasure. And as adults and people in the world, you have to actually regulate that. You have to regulate how much pleasure you take in. Because if you take in too much pleasure, you will have a disease. And if you take in too much pleasure, you will have dis-ease, because then you'll always be grasping to be high. So I think it's sort of somewhere in the middle of having disease and being content with what is, which is not always getting high, which is not always having a rush, but which is just being in the moment of whatever it is.